What's up YouTube, Silver Dragons here, and in this video I'm going to try and answer the simple question, what silver or gold should I stack? Let's do it! Thank you so much for watching my video, I sincerely appreciate it. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing because I do have a lot of awesome precious metals related content coming out. But in this video we're going to talk about the simple question of what silver or gold should I stack? Now, I get this question asked a lot. And I do have to say before we get started that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just another dude on YouTube, so take this for what it's worth. But I did recently get a question, this question, from one of my subscribers. It was actually a direct message on Instagram. And he said, Silver Dragons. I'm 17 years old, and since I've been stacking for 1 year, I do have 1.5 ounces of gold and 37 ounces of silver. I'm looking for direction. I want to know what I should do moving forward. P.S. I live in Australia. So I got to start off by saying, wow, that's incredible. Good on you. 17 years old, already has 1.5 ounces of gold, 37 ounces of silver. I mean, wow, when I was 17, I had no precious metals at all. So that's very, very cool. My reply was, why are you stacking? What are your goals? And also, do you have any local coin shops or bullion dealers in your area? I think these are all things you really need to look at before you start stacking, and to find a direction, you really need to sort of figure out why you're stacking, what are your stacking goals, and if you don't know what your stacking goals are, or you don't even know why you're stacking, that's okay. I mean, if you're stacking, then you're doing something right. And so then the other thing is, what local coin shops do you have or bullion dealers in your area? And he replied, I don't have any coin shops in my area, but I do have 2 bullion dealers that I have been to. And that's great. No coin shops, no problem. But he has a couple bullion dealers. So, okay, we have sort of a foundation, something we can work off and try and figure out a direction for him to take his stack. So I said, okay, have you been to those bullion dealers? Do you know what they sell? What's the most common thing that they carry? And he replied, I don't know what they sell. I've been in there a couple times to buy a few items, but I haven't really looked at their inventory. So here's the first thing I would encourage anyone looking for direction, trying to figure out what they should stack, is I would encourage you to go to your local coin shop, go to the bullion dealers in your area, and see what their inventory is. And if you have no idea what to stack, just try and make your stack a mirror image of what their inventory is. They are the professionals, especially in your area. A lot of these coin shops or dealers that have been around for a long time, the longer the better. They know what people want to buy. They know what sells, especially around them. So if you just buy what everyone else is buying on YouTube and you have no idea what's hot in your area or what people are interested in, then you could be making a very big stacking mistake, and you want to avoid that. So I would not encourage you to look at all the big YouTube channels and try and match their stacks. I mean, you might see some people like, oh yeah, I'm picking up these tubes of the Queen's Beast. They're so amazing. They're such hot sellers. But what you maybe don't know is that they live in Europe and those are very popular in their area, but you live here in the United States of America, and if you were to buy them and then try and sell them to your local coin shop or to the dealers in your area, they might be like, oh yeah, we're not really interested in those. No one really likes those around here. I'm going to have a hard time selling them, so I'm just going to give you spot for them or whatever. When you could have gotten a bigger premium if you'd stack something like American Silver Eagles. So that's really the first thing that you need to look at when you're trying to get direction, is what's going to be best for you. Now, if you don't want to sell, if you're just stacking for all eternity, then it also is still a good idea to try and stack what's popular in your area, what's liquid in your area, because if you pass these on to your kids or whatever in the future, then at least they'll be able to get some value out of those pieces. Now, let's talk about silver versus gold. This is a question that tons of people have asked me. I've made videos on this in the past. Originally, my whole theory was you should just go with whichever one is looking better based on the gold to silver ratio. Currently, if you look at the gold to silver ratio, it's about 1 ounce of gold for 90 ounces of silver, which is very wide historically. So according to that, you should be stacking silver because silver has more potential. But I do think it is very important to have a diverse stack. Diverse in the sense that you have silver and gold, because both of them are important. They're both great ways to retain your wealth in the long term, not necessarily impacted by inflation. It's much better to store your money in silver and gold. I don't think any of us are really debating that, but which one of the two is better? I think they both have potential. They both have things that they're better for. And so I would encourage you to have both in your stack. I'm trying to stack more gold personally, although gold does seem very expensive at the moment, especially when you're looking at the ratio. And so for that reason, I'm more heavily stacking silver. Silver is my primary, but I do want to get some more gold in my stack. So whether you're buying silver or gold, I still think it's extremely important to look at the pros in your area. Don't look at the people on YouTube. Don't just try and match what everyone else is doing. Look at what's best for you in your stack. You can still stack what you like, especially if you do enjoy collecting different pieces as a hobby. If you like buying poured silver, slab silver, numismatic coins, silver that is like rare coins or whatever, that's fine. You can still do that. But if you're trying to stack and you want to have a stack to retain your wealth, then you should be buying for sure cheaper stuff, so not extremely high premium. However, if there are higher premium items that still sell really easily, it might not be a terrible idea. So if you have no idea, if you don't know what to do as far as buying silver or gold, go to your local coin shop, go to your local bullion dealer. Now, what if you don't have a local coin shop or a local bullion dealer? What should you do? Well, how are you getting your metals then? Are you buying them online? I'm sure you're probably buying them online, not from other private party sellers. And so look at the online bullion dealers. They're professionals as well. They know what sells. They sell silver and gold, and that's how they stay in business. So if you stack things that they carry, that they sell, then you're doing something right. And especially if you're gonna sell back to them at some point, you can look at what their buyback prices are, and you could figure out what is the lowest cost silver or gold for you to buy, but you'll still get the most money back for. So you might have to do a little bit of math, figure out what's best for you, but I would encourage you to look at their inventory, look at what's the most liquid, look at what they're selling the most, and go with that. So that's pretty much my advice to everyone. That was my advice to this gentleman that asked me, and he said he's gonna go to his local bullion dealers, figure out what they're selling the most of, figure out what is the most liquid in his area, and that is what he's going to do moving forward. So I think that's great. I think that's very smart and wise of him to do that. That is, in fact, what I did. That's what I'm doing with my stack. I went to the local coin shops in my area, and all of them, they said, American Silver Eagles are our bread and butter. That's what we buy and sell the most of. And guess what? That's what I'm stacking, American Silver Eagles. So I'm taking my own advice. I'm doing what I think is best for my stack. For me personally, I would encourage you to do the same. Look at the pros, the coin shops, the bullion dealers, the online dealers. They are the pros. And if you want to stack like a pro, try and make your stack look like their inventory, but also try and keep the cost down, obviously, because the lower cost average that you have for your silver and gold, the better off you're going to be. So that was the video. I hope I could give some good advice to people who are looking for a direction on what silver or gold they should be stacking. I do want to say thank you so much for watching my video. I sincerely appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Silver Dragons out.